Hello, everyone. This is Miss Valley Entertainment News, and my name is Dread. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. I've only had about 3 hours sleep, but let's get into what's going on here. As I'm recording this, it's a few days before Christmas. You all will not be seeing this till after Christmas. I've decided I'm going to give you guys a couple of days free of the Dreadster here. It's the holidays. You got other things to do. You all don't want to see my ugly mug on the screen every freaking day. Well, maybe some of you do. And if any of you are ladies and you do, give me a call. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't want to ruin your life, just like I ruined mine. Okay, anyways, moving on. So we're going to be reacting to a video again by Estella down here. By the time you see this, it's going to be, probably close to a week, but if, when this has come out, after it's come out or something. So you may have seen it before. You won't have seen me reacting to it, though. So am I looking good? Trent's always looking good, all right? Trent's going to be quiet though because it's not going to be that kind of video, Trent. What can I say? Oh, you might be able to see here, representing the great state of Pennsylvania. Wait, I'm not from Pennsylvania. I'm from Canada. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Pittsburgh Penguins hockey people. I just want to point out that I am a huge fan of Mario Lemieux. Mario Lemieux and Ron Francis and Mark Recchi and Jaromir Jagr. Those were the days. Those were great days to be a Pittsburgh Penguins fan back then. Also, I bought some merch after the Penguins and Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and the boys won a couple of cups as well. So love me some Pittsburgh Penguins. People of Pittsburgh, if you're from Pittsburgh or you've been around Pittsburgh or you like Pittsburgh or you've been through Pittsburgh or you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Pittsburgh Penguins hockey, drop a comment down below. I'll say hi. We'll be lifelong friends. It'll be all good. Okay. Usually I talk hockey. When I do talk sports, I talk some hockey over on Miss Valley Gaming on occasion. Anyways. What else can I tell you? I'm not going to tell you anything else because we're going to jump into what Esteldon's got going here. And again, link to his video will be down below. He's called this video, Don't Be Fooled by Starfield and Bethesda's End of Year Update. In other words, if it walks like a piece of shit, and it talks like a piece of shit, and it smells like a piece of shit, it's still Bethesda. Right? Bethesda. Remember, this is a dead company. No matter what they do, they don't believe they're dead. They are a dead company, people. They are dead. Let's move on. Or let's start. See y'all. Bye. No, let's start. I'm sorry, I am a little tired.
If you have been bad this year, if you expect that...
Trent, apparently this video is for you if you've been bad this year. All right. All right, let's start again. I'm going to be like that today. I can tell.
If you have been bad this year, if you expect that Santa is going to be putting coal in your sack, don't worry, because Bethesda still have you covered for Christmas. They're here with their end-of-year Starfield update, and while they're not actually going to give you anything for December 25th, they are here to promise that everything's going to get better next year.
And you know when Bethesda promises something, oh boy, do they deliver. Wait. No, they don't. Ever. Ever. People, if you don't understand what Bethesda is as a company, you may be a younger gamer. Take it from someone who's been gaming for a while and has seen a few Bethesda releases and has been here, okay? This company does not ever get better in the way they treat their customers or their product. Ever. This is a 20 years and going on, okay? This is not a company that's going to change its spots like some magical leopard. Magical leopard? I could probably buy one of those on Amazon. It's a Christmas season. Siri, buy me a magical leopard. I don't have Siri. That's weird. Okay. Boy, I'm totally sidetracked here. Yeah, so I'm just trying to say, do not trust this gaming company. They have never done anything but lie over lies over lies and do anything they can to get you to shill out more and more money. Make them more of billions and millions and zillions and trillions and billions and billions. stillions of money, because that's all they care about. That is it. That and patting themselves on the back and probably jerking themselves off in the corner, because they're just a terrible, terrible company. This company is going down. They are a fucking laughing stock. Sorry, I am tired. That's going to make me curse more. I do apologize. But I'm trying to warn you younger gamers out there. There is a history that proves what this company is. Do not get taken in by their lies. Don't.
2023 may not have been the year of Bethesda, but 2024, they are going to rock your socks off. This is it. This is where everything changes.
Yeah, that's always it with Bethesda. It's going to change. It's going to get better. We know some of you aren't happy. Some of you just, we didn't meet your expectations because your expectations were too high. How could you have such unrealistic expectations? That wasn't fair. Just give us another chance. We're going to do better. No, they're not. And if their mouth is open, they're lying.
We're going to cover this update, but also wider changes for Microsoft as a whole. As we know, Bethesda, they're part of Microsoft now, as are Activision Blizzard.
And there is some stuff, I believe, on Activision Blizzard and role changes, people getting fired, let go, and what's going on there towards the end of this video. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned.
Bobby Kotick, the man, the myth, he is departing at the end of the year, and
if you missed that, let me back that up because we missed the name
they're
here.
Part of Microsoft now, as are Activision Blizzard. And Bobby Kotick, the man, the myth, he is departing at the end of the year.
Bobby Kotick.
Surely that calls for balloons and streamers, right? If he's gone, the industry is saved. No more microtransactions. No more.
Why are you asking for streamers? I'm not live right now. This is a video, Estelden. I'm not a streamer right now. I'm not streaming this. I'm just recording this. Oh, Estelden, you're so strange. But I love you in some weird way. Very platonic, mind you, but still.
More predatory monetization practices. And surely it won't simply be a case of meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Let's be real, in war, nothing changes. But let's have a look at this Starfield end-of-year update. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling optimistic. I might have been a little bit critical of Bethesda in the past.
Well, you have been.
I'm in the Christmas spirit.
So have I.
I know they're going to provide some good news.
Doesn't mean you should be optimistic,
Here we go.
though.
It's coming up on the end of the year, and we want to thank all of our players for joining us for the incredible launch of Starfield.
Incredible to who?
With 13 million players since September, many of which subscribed to Game Pass. They didn't buy it. They paid for a subscription 1 month. Then I'm sure they cancelled when they saw the state of the game. Yeah. This has been the biggest launch in our history.
Yeah. Where are the numbers broken down by month and by week, so we could see the entire terrible drop off of players? Let's see it. Oh, they're not going to show that. Oh, it's like they're hiding that from you. Oh, interesting.
What of this new adventure has meant everything to us. You've been very busy out there in space for the past few months.
No, you haven't. You've been bored like the NASA astronauts, but they weren't bored. They just had, they had like experiments to do and things, and they were seeing things for the first time. And for you, it's just boring. Yeah.
Fascinating stats about what you've been up to. Now, I don't know if all of the games do this now. I see it sometimes. I do remember Baldur's Gate 3 doing it, providing all of the stats, all the interesting goings-on. And I was intrigued by that because there's so much choice in Baldur's Gate 3.
Makes interesting numbers.
There are a lot of avenues and paths people go down, so it is genuinely intriguing to
see that. It's like, who romanced this character? Because there's so many friggin' choices, right? It's like, who made this choice in the game? But in a game without any choice, you're not going to have a list of any of those numbers. Like, oh, who followed this path and who went over here and did this and, no, because nobody gives a crap. None of it matters in this game. None of it matters. Predetermined ending, pretty much.
Breakdown. But it seems to me like Starfield, Bethesda are just trying to copy that. They're trying to jump on that bandwagon. Again, maybe this stat overview, maybe this happens more than I know.
I don't see a lot of it.
As usual, they're followers. They're not innovators these days. Altogether, you visited nearly 2 billion loading screens, which...
It's probably a lot more than 2 billion, but anyways, it's more than one loading screen per planet. Thanks. By the way, people, if any of you know, do these stats breakdowns, does this happen normally? Do you think it happens a lot, or is it just a recent phenomena? Let me know down in the comments below. Oh, and by the way, a good time to put this in over here, reminding you, a lot of people who watch the channel still haven't subscribed to the channel. So if that's you, consider dropping a subscription and ringing the bell for your notifications. And certainly, if you're enjoying the content in this video, please leave a like and drop a comment. Also, don't forget to check out the original video. Go over and watch Steldon's video. Give him a thumbs up and a subscription if you like what he does as well. And drop into his comments and tell him Dread from Miss Valley Entertainment News sent you over. Thank you all so much. Moving back on. Moving on back. Moving on back. Trent, shh, stop singing. Okay.
Which is an astronomical number, I agree. Check out the full infographic below for even more info on everything from your favorite powers to the most lethal enemies and more. And if we look at this in depth now, 13 million players, infinite universes, 22 million days played with a 40-hour playtime. Now, I have
Not
seen
very much,
some
actually.
focus online grasp on this 40 hours playtime number and use it as proof that people actually do love Starfield. It's just online haters.
No, because 40 hours means these people are not being the continual Starfield players that Bethesda said. It's made to be an ongoing game that people keep playing and playing and playing. Clearly not if people only average 40 hours. You know, we could probably break this down to 13 million people by 40 hours and then add that into days and see if these add up. But I'm not a math person.
Echo chambers that are convinced that Starfield's bad. It's really not. All of the normies, they're loving it, they're having a great time, ignore everything else. But the truth is, people wanted to like Starfield. I've said it before, this isn't a game like, say, an Anthem or the upcoming Suicide Squad, that live service in the Arkham universe. It's not a game where people set out to hate it. A lot of people were genuinely hyped by Starfield. It doesn't matter that Todd's lied to them before, they've exaggerated Fallout 76. People were genuinely optimistic. They wanted this to be the new Bethesda game, the open world, the next Skyrim, the next huge title that grabs people. Gamers genuinely want that. We had it with Cyberpunk,
which caused a lot of people to check it out.
About a game, they want it to be the next.
Caused a lot of people to pre-order,
and that's why it's got a 40-hour playtime. People jumped into it. They saw some of the flaws. They sort of thought, something doesn't feel quite right, but they persisted. And we even had Todd, we had other people in the media saying, oh no, it's one of those games where the more you play it, the more you have fun. It just gets
You gotta go through the parts you hate.
That was. Thanks, Todd. 26 million hours building ships so you can do next to nothing with them. 2 billion planets visited, unique planets, explore the galaxy, have a level of excitement that is the equivalent of watching paint dry. All of those outposts.
I'd rather watch the paint.
Most dangerous faction, the Ecliptic, the same humanoid enemies, just with a different coat of paint or reskin. The most dangerous life form, the Ashta, they've killed nearly 2 million players. Where do I find them? I don't know, because the game's procedurally generated. I've got no idea where they are. Favorite meal. Now, I will say, if I'm going to give credit to Starfield, the individual food items, there's a lot of detail in those. They put a lot of time and effort into making each individual model of, say, a piece of cheese, a pizza, whatever this is, the Battle Meal Multi-Pack. They all look fantastic. And if this was a fantastic game, having that attention to detail, to all this food, it would have been the icing on the cake.
Now, well, I'll get back to Steldon's, what he's talking about in a minute. I just want to tell you, if you're looking at all these numbers, you might be tempted to think, wow, this game did really well. Okay, again, please remember all the people who didn't actually have to pay money for the game, they got it for free on their pass. Okay, remember that, first of all. Those people, of course, will play this. It's a free game. I mean, it's a free game. They've already, you know, like they're going to jump in and they're going to play it. It's just whatever it is. Second of all, what do these numbers really mean? You got to understand how hyped this game was. Could we say this game was nearly as hyped as Cyberpunk? I think that would be a fair statement. It was nearly as hyped as Cyberpunk was, which people were asking for years. People were excited about Starfield coming out. Super, super excited. This is a AAA company. It's now maybe a negative AAA company. And considering that, and considering some of their other sales and other things, the money didn't come in from the sales like it looks like it did because they gave the game away for free to a lot of people. Okay, that's fine. The numbers are not great for a AAA studio with a very hyped game. And also, you can count the company to fudge the numbers too. So there's all that. So kind of take that into consideration. Don't just look at the numbers and get kind of awestruck by wow, it must be a really good game. Maybe people are wrong about it. Pay attention to the people who actually play the game and play it for quite a while and then walk away from it after and say, no, I was wrong. It was shit. And I've got some of those videos out there. I was wrong. I thought I was really liking this game, and I just realized I was glossing over all the faults, which never went away and compounded and got worse until I no longer desired to play this game ever again. Okay, those are the people you need to listen to, not the liars at the company who make the game.
The problem is they forgot to actually put any sort of cake in the oven. We didn't get one. They didn't even buy the ingredients. Everything was missing except for the icing. And we won't go over the rest of the stats. I'm not a walking spreadsheet, but we will have a look at the rest here. We're not here just to say goodbye to 2023. We've been hard at work on everything coming to Starfield in 2024. While we're not ready to go into all the details just yet, because we're going to be thinking about that on the Christmas break. We're going to be thinking, what the fuck are we going to do? How are we going to save this? Here's a glimpse at some of the things that we are doing. First, we're targeting updates roughly every 6 weeks starting in February. I love when companies do this, where they say, we're going to do regular updates. It's going to be every 6 weeks, we promise, but the first one's going to start in about 10 weeks.
Yeah, why aren't they doing it already?
Right now, what makes us think that they can do it in February? It seems like they want to promise, but they don't really want to deliver.
Yep.
These updates will include everything from quality of life improvements to content and feature updates.
Hey, nothing about fixing bugs in there. Not a thing about fixing game-breaking bugs that many players have encountered. Now, just because not all players have encountered game-breaking bugs does not mean it's on the fault of those players somehow, or their systems they're running, or what they're doing. There are game-breaking bugs baked into this game just like there are for every Bethesda game out there, okay? And they never, I repeat, never as a company, never fix the bugs. Never. Ever. So don't kid yourself. They're still not going to fix any bugs. If your game is broken because of a bug, if you got effed over by the company because of a bug that they won't fix, they're still not fixing it.
Now, quality of life improvements sound fine, but they only really work if people actually like the game. If your foundation is a big nothing, if people don't like the core experience, what is the point improving the quality of life?
Is this like, hey, we're going to put in the eating mechanic? The thing you've never put in any of your games, even though people have said, why is there no eating mechanics in any of your games? And we're finally going to put that in. Well, that's just something that should have been in the game, and you don't praise them and clap and say, "Oh yeah, you finally give us this quality of life improvement of being able to eat something." That doesn't cut it. This is shit that should have been in the game. This is a bare bones game where they've cut a lot of stuff out and didn't bother to put stuff in that you, the player, the potential player, needed. And now they're going to add in a few pieces of it here and there. Maybe every 6 weeks. We'll see about that. They might add some more that did, hey, we gave you this. Hey, we gave you that. Hey, this little thing. Hey, here's a new skin for your weapon. Oh, here's a new style of weapon, maybe. Like, the shit doesn't matter because it should have been in the game before it launched. It's embarrassing that it's not. Go and look at the way good companies do this. This is not one of them.
The game is dead. It's a corpse. There is no
Thank
life.
You.
At the very least,
Dead
they need
game.
to totally
Thank
revamp exploration. I'd be locking off a whole lot of those planets. I don't really care if it breaks a few fetch quests. and just start with a smaller number of planets and put...
You can't do that. It's procedurally generated. You can't just lop off and wall away certain planets to get less planets. It's procedurally generated. That it's not going to work. You're going to have to go right back and scrap the entire game and rebuild it from stage one. That's the only way to fix the game. It's not happening. They don't give a shit. They don't care about you. They show that already. They don't care.
Handcrafted content in all of them. Get rid of all the procedural generation. Get rid of this idea of landing anywhere and it creates a little node. It creates a big square full of nothing content. Just be able to land somewhere, maybe a set area on a planet, and there's actual content there. There's real dungeons. There's real lore.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Places to explore. Unless you're willing to do the hard work and bring exploration back, no one's going to give you a chance, and rightly so. And they say, join our Steam beta branch to be the first to try these updates as they begin rolling out. Why do you need to do a beta test?
That's ridiculous.
For a city map? Just put it in the game. We
That's
don't
ridiculous.
need to be testing that. And you've already said before, these updates are barely going to be substantial. As you've said up here, quality of life. I don't think you're going to do anything too major.
This is all bullshit. This is literally all bullshit. It's smoke and mirrors, people. It's so utterly stupid when you sit back and look at it. It is so utterly, ridiculously stupid. Like, I will never trust Bethesda again as a company. I will never trust or believe anything they say. I've had enough. I've just had enough. I can't even get angry about it anymore. I'm at the point, only reason I keep talking about this is because you all seem to be responding and watching these videos. That's cool. But beyond that, I want to make sure that this message gets out to people who don't understand the company because maybe you're a newer gamer or you just never pay attention to them before, and this is new to you. And you think this is fine and the company's telling you the truth and what they're doing is, this is great. They're going to change things, and you're not understanding the history of the company, and the company is not going to change with this much history behind them. They're going to follow their set path. There's no way they're deviating off that. No way in hell they're going to change. Again, Bethesda has shown over decades they don't care about their fans. They don't fix bugs. They rely on the modders to do everything. And the modders are, okay, yes, there are mods for this game, but I'm going to tell you something. The modders have walked away from this game. No, not every single one. But the modders have walked away. Many of them have said, no, this game cannot be fixed. It's a core mechanics issue. It's also a writing issue and a bunch of other issues, but because of the way the game is designed and set up, it's not able to be fixed by modders. You can't do it. You do understand paid mods are coming, right? You do understand paid mods are here in Bethesda, and they are coming to Starfield. Paid mods were designed specifically for Starfield. This is their way of getting back the money they lose by giving the game away for free. How are we going to recoup those losses? Paid mods. Paid mods where you pay the company to give you the work of a third party who fixes the mistakes, who fixes the issues and the bugs and the things that Bethesda refuses to fix themselves and always have. Please understand, always this has been their way. They don't bug fix. They don't fix their own bugs. They don't. They just plain old don't. It ain't changing. So you're getting a terrible game. You're being continually told what a great game it is and not to listen to others. You're getting a game with many of you have game-breaking bugs on it that the company will never, ever fix. When you complain about the game online, you're getting a nice AI program that comes and basically claps you in the back of the head and calls you stupid and tells you don't know how to play the game. It's clearly, if you're not having fun, it's your issue. You need to change the way you play. Just keep playing. And you're getting the paid mods. And the mods, like the Waters already said, the mods aren't going to fix the game. So you're going to end up installing these mods, and you're going to get little bits of this and little bits of that out of them, but you're not going to get the fixes you need. And you're going to end up shilling out far more through your mods than you ever would have just to buy a perfectly, working game. Understand this company. Literally every word they say is a lie. This company is a freaking joke. It is a joke amongst gaming companies. Despite the fanboys who will say, no, Bethesda's great, don't listen to anybody else. No, Starfield is the most wonderful game. It's the game of the year. It's the best game. Despite the people that say that, the rest of people with rational thought, they know what's going on. Just like we knew with the day before what was going on, and sure enough, the launch proved it. We know what's going on with Bethesda. We know what's going on with Bethesda, okay? They have tanked and cratered. Don't trust them. Do not trust them. You're throwing your money, your time, and your life away. Don't do it.
We've been reading all of your feedback and ignoring it. And we are excited to start launching these new features. We'll be
they're laughing at you is what they're doing.
And you'll now be able to access city maps while exploring the major cities. This is the biggest example ever of creating a problem and providing the solution. And they were doing this for ages in Fallout 76. They were known for it. I'm pretty sure there was something like a pack limit or some sort of ammo limit in Fallout 76, and then you had to pay for a microtransaction to increase the limit. It's just examples like that.
So we'll create a problem, and then we'll solve the problem, and we get all your accolades for doing it. Fuck no. Don't put up with that shit. Don't put up with it.
Shady practices, limitations, artificial ones, and then you got to pay money. I wouldn't even be shocked if the whole creations, the paid mods that they just brought to Skyrim and are coming to Starfield pretty soon, if maybe you were meant to pay a modder for your city map, it would have cost real dollars. That wouldn't be shocking. But now, because of the backlash, they're going to have to do it themselves. How sad for them. For those of you who love shipbuilding, we'll also be expanding on ship customization with ship decorations, new shipbuilding options, and more. How about actually being able to do something with your ship? Oh, I can go into space with my new creation, and it's like a big diorama. I can't go anywhere. It's totally pointless.
By the way, I didn't cover this, and I don't really plan on covering it because sometimes there's too much to cover, and it all revolves around Bethesda. But Chris Avallone came out and talked about Fallout New Vegas and about wanting to go forward and do more with Bethesda. There's also been some talk about how Fallout New Vegas was set up to fail by Bethesda in several different ways. They cut the legs out from under them to make sure they would not be as popular as they were, and they got mad about their popularity of their game because they took Bethesda's franchise and made a game that most people say is a better game that Bethesda made. Now, they went forward and they said, hey, what we'd like to do is enter some kind of partnership with you. We'd like to actually continue to do games. We like, while you're getting ready for Elder Scrolls 6, and we know you like to spend a lot of time between games, we'd like to present an adventure in the the Skyrim universe, the Tamriel universe, an Elder Scrolls adventure that fits somewhere in the middle of these games, or a standalone adventure. We like to do that. We also like to do the same thing for Fallout. And it'll be, great for the fans because you do take a long time between, getting franchise games out and everything else. And they said no. They have flat out said no. They did not want to give the fans what the fans wanted. They said no. People are rightfully upset about this. If you find some of the YouTube videos on this, people are effing upset about this. Even though, you're like, well, this was in the past. This was years ago. Yep. But they're still upset learning about it. Terrible. I can't say the word terrible enough to describe this company. I cannot. Please understand, I've gotten past the anger part with this company. I just want to make sure you all are being smart and protecting yourselves and not continuing to throw your time and money at this company that will just continue to hoover it up and ask for more. Don't do it. Do not support bad companies, no matter what name they have.
Also be excited to add all the new gameplay options. With these new settings, you'll be able to alter your gameplay to allow for an easier or more challenging experience that will expand beyond our normal difficulty settings. These will allow you to easily customize carry capacity, cargo access distance, ship damage, vendor credits, how you suffer afflictions. Hang on, didn't they remove that from the game? So are they just patching something in that was already there? Like the content literally exists, there's no reason it couldn't
We made something, we didn't release it with the game, and now that people are asking for it, we're going to release it.
And now they're going to put
again,
it back in the game and pretend
we'll
they've
be
been
heroes.
hard at work.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's how they can do these 6 weeks worth of updates,
Assholes.
because the content exists. They just took it out of the game before launch.
Just a bunch of
The game was in
assholes.
development for 8 years, so of course there's a bunch of stuff left on the cutting room floor. On top of that, we get new survival mechanics and more. I imagine it's just going to be like the Fallout 4 survival mode. I'm guessing there's one for Skyrim as well. I've never played it. I heard it's alright for Fallout 4, but I was a bit over that game by the time they introduced
survival mode's interesting, but is it that exciting?
Mod support will be coming to Starfield with the launch of Creations. Please come back, modders. I know you've gone. I know you've got no passion for this game, but we need you. It's our only chance. Beginning early next year, Starfield will be getting its own exporter, and you'll have access to a new creation kit. Modding has always been an enormous part of our games, possibly not this one. They've got to like the core experience.
So I can't be certain on this, but I'm guessing their new creation kit for Starfield is going to be basically linked to, if you create something with it and you want to upload it, it has to go into Creations. Now, will you be able to upload stuff for free Creations? Sure you will. Probably yes, at least to begin with, for sure. But I would imagine if you see other modders uploading stuff and getting paid for it, you're going to be questioning, why mine's right beside theirs. It's on the same, it's right here in the Creations. It's where it has to be, and this is where it is. And it's great. People download my mod. Look, I've got 2,000 downloads, 200,000 downloads, 200 zillion downloads, or whatever. But the mod beside me, every time somebody downloads it, they're making $3. Why wouldn't I do that too? It's going to push more and more mods to be paid for. That's what it's going to do. So that's what I think is happening. We'll see. We'll have to see on that one. I'm not absolutely sure if they're going to lock it that way, but I would think they probably do. This is a new game, a new IP, a new franchise for Bethesda, or so they say. And I think they're going to use their creations and their creation kit to lock everything where everything has to go there. It just makes sense. They're going to lock the Nexus mods and the Patreons and everything else out of the modding business for Starfield, which is fine. I'm not modding Starfield because I'm not playing Starfield because I didn't buy Starfield because, no offense to those of you who did, but I'm not stupid. I know this company. And pretty much everything I thought was coming out of this company has come out of this company.
If they're going to put in their time, I don't think it's going to happen. With incredible community-made content constantly bringing fresh new experiences. With the scale and systems in Starfield, we can't wait to see what you come up with, and we can't wait to charge the customers who already bought this game at full price. And lastly, the team is hard at work on the development of Shattered Space, our first major expansion coming next year. Hey, Bethesda, I was dumb enough to pre-order the deluxe edition, so I already own this Shattered Space expansion. Can we look into getting me a refund? Please? That's not going to happen. I'm an idiot. You'll have new story content, new locations, new gear, and much more. We can't wait to share more with you next year. They're not going to stick to this roadmap.
First of all, it's going to be the same bugs and the same core issues in their expansion Shattered Space. Will just the same as is in the regular game. So yes, you'll get some more content. You'll get some more procedurally generated planets, I'm guessing. Some more outposts that look like all the other outposts. Some more loading screens. Maybe a few extra NPCs who you can talk to who look exactly like all the other NPCs with their scary dead mannequin eyes and their lack of facial expressions and, the stuff that looks good back in 2005. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you want? If so, you're kind of sad. I'm going to tell you, I kind of pity you. And here during this holiday season, my thoughts and prayers go out to those who are addicted to Starfield and think it's hot shit, because clearly you need help. I mean, clearly you need help.
And if they stuck to anything, every 6 weeks there's updates, unless it is that stuff like the Afflictions where they've already developed it, they just need to turn the on button. They're not going to develop anything major. This is diluted. No. Thank you so much for all the amazing feedback, and please keep it coming. We do read it all. We also know that you respond to it, you argue with it, and it guides us in what you really want to see in the game going forward. For the latest on Starfield, please make sure to join Constellation and get exclusive access to our Constellation Discord. Join Constellation here. Should I really click on this? Because anything to do with their website, it scares me after Fallout 76. Remember when everyone got DDoS when they tried to get refunds or something from their website? Oh, thank God, nothing's happened. It's just taken me to their generic website. It doesn't actually link to anything. Well done, Bethesda, well done. I don't need to join the Constellation Discord anyway. If I wanted to deal with Starfield fanboys, at least the equivalent, I'd go to my local mental institution. They go on to end this. Thanks again for making 2023 an unbelievable year for all of us. And I say cheers to you as well, Bethesda. Your incompetence always makes for good comedy. May you have a great rest of the year, and we'll see you in 2024.
I just feel bad that it still ripped the people off who are naive.
I cannot wait, and I also cannot wait to show you what's going on with Bobby Kotick. So outside of Bethesda, we're looking at Activision, Blizzard, now another Microsoft entity. And according to this tweet, it's not just Bobby Kotick who's leaving on the Activision Blizzard side. Microsoft is keeping the key leadership on the game dev side. Oh God, so it means all their studios, it's going to be nothing but Call of Duty. You know, they've actually got some good studios, like Raven Software. They used to actually make some cool first-person shooters, original or at least different IPs to COD. That's never going to happen. It's going to be full steam ahead, COD every year, I'm sure. I know Microsoft talked about not doing the annual Call of Duty, but you know it's because it's going to be more of that live service. There's still going to be content all year round. The devs will have nothing else that they can do. Then there's World of Warcraft as well. It's had a history of being ran incompetently. I know it's meant to be a bit better now, but as we know with Microsoft, even if the wheels are falling off, like with Bethesda, like with Redfall, they don't do anything about it. They will just let that train hit the wall. They never do anything about a potential dud. And I was curious about these other people who might be leaving. They mention Lulu Meservi. And there's people in the comments, all the Lulu simps are gonna be sad. Microsoft needs to keep Lulu. And I thought, who is this? And then I saw, I say, it's a woman, and she dresses up in cosplay. So of course she's gonna have these simps. And I found an interesting tweet. And given this, she's probably not too sad about leaving. She's probably keen to get away from the Xbox fans. It's an older tweet, but she says, good morning, gamers.
This is interesting.
And this Xbox fan, this Xbox lover, he responds, good morning, ready for your coronation to the Queen of Green? Xbox has lacked teeth, and you have exactly what we have begged for so long. Cutthroat and show no mercy to PlayStation. Welcome to the family. Xbox is in great hands with you in its future.
First of all, is this not the most cringe thing you've ever read? I don't know how well you can see this guy's picture. He looks like an 80s metalhead. It's probably a very old picture. Looks like he's a member of Megadeth. Maybe Warhammer Dave is one of the Daves from Megadeth. I don't think so. But this sounds so like what's supposed to be an adult male just simping for this woman. Like, it's really, really cringy. This reminds me of the same kind of person who you'd find all over Twitch, watching women do bathtub streams and shit, and would be like, asking them to please sell me your dirty bathwater. Like, this is just a fucking disgusting comment. It really is. And this is the kind of comment she gets, then, I might be her. I'd get out of this industry too. That's just fucking gross. The other thing I wanted to point out about this is the whole PlayStation versus Xbox thing. As someone who's not a consoler, am I ever glad I'm not? And I don't mean that to, hey, PC and put down consoles. I'm not at war with the consoles. I find it sad that so many people who have a console, think they're at war with the other console. I think that's a sickness. I'm considering putting out a video on that at some point on the console wars and talk about this because it is seriously a sickness. As an example, going back to Starfield here, and kind of tying this together, there are a lot of people who will comment and talk about the fact that, oh, it's the PlayStation fans who are ruining the scores for Starfield. They're buying the game and then they're leaving really nasty comments and then returning the game within their window on Steam, and they're just doing it to screw us over and make Xbox and look bad and make PlayStation look good. And I'm like, what? Do you hear yourself? Do you actually serious believe that there is a great amount, this great movement of people trying to sabotage the gaming system you work on because they play on another gaming system? Even if there were a handful of people who did that, I'd be surprised if there's really more than that. I think these rumors get wildly thrown out of hand. It just inflame the passions in a bad way of the people who own these consoles and makes them go and just want to kill the others who own the other ones. It's fucking insane. People, if you believe that this is reality and that people from the other console are trying to destroy you and your games, you need to pick up your console right now, walk outside, put it down, and light it on fire and walk away. Because you, my friends, are a cultist. If you believe that, you are a cultist. And if you're actually doing this to games on the other console platform or to other gamers on the other platform, or you're going after the games or the gamers or the game designers because they put something out on another platform or enjoy something on another platform, you need to check yourself into a mental institution because you're not right in the head. That's insane. I can't put that any more clearly. If that's you, you are insane. There is no rational thought behind any of that garbage. And I can't believe that the majority of people do it. I think there's a small minority of people who maybe do this stuff, and then it gets pushed out the narrative that there's a great mass of people, and somehow it's this ongoing battle and this war of attrition, and it's garbage, people. It's garbage. It's just two different gaming platforms. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Just enjoy the games you have on the platform you have and move on with life, actual life. That's not living. That's living with mental illness and giving into it. Stop it. Stop saying that shit. Stop doing that shit. Stop believing that shit. You'll be healthier for it.
I'm sure she was excited to see messages like that. Hooray for Xbox. What I will say is this whole Microsoft consolidation of the industry, I was nearly going to say Constellation. I've been thinking about Starfield too much. But it's not going to be good long-term for the industry. Microsoft seem to be very poor managers of the game side. They seem to think if they just throw money at things, it'll all work out for them. They'll beat Sony, they'll beat Steam, everything else. But it doesn't work. We've seen it with Epic Games. They tried to bribe PC players. Here's free games. Come to us. Come in droves. No one did. No one gives a shit about it. This is entertainment. If I want something, if I want to play something, I'm happy to buy it. I don't need to be bribed. That isn't going to work. I feel like Microsoft need to stop focusing on buying studios, and they either need to breed talent, they need to create it, or they need to bring in actual talent. People who know what they're doing, not just corporate shills, not more of these people like Phil Spencer. I used to think Phil Spencer might have been playing 4D chess. I was thinking he keeps rising through the ranks in gaming at Microsoft. He must be really competent, surely. But then I saw his leaked emails. They did the rounds a little while ago. You can look them up. and he just comes across as a total tool, a total shill
course.
for his company, not grounded in reality at all. He even puts in emails things like, we're going to beat PlayStation, it's going to work. He literally sounds like a Redditor. So what kind of makes me sad is all these companies being bought by Microsoft, seeing Xbox fanboys all get excited, they're going to be winners, but really gamers are the losers if these studios keep getting mismanaged. The games start to fall apart, and everything becomes...
And we're all the losers, and they continue to pit consoles against each other. It's not helping. I mean, I know they are your competition, in a sense, because there's a limited amount of finances going around. But Xbox is literally giving games away for free. I mean, you got to pay for your subscription, your pass, right, or whatever. But you're still basically literally giving away games away for free, just trying to build up your player base. And then, of course, things won't be free anymore at some point. But yeah, I just pitting the Xbox players against the PlayStation players is not helping the gaming industry at all. It would be so much better if they could appear on stage together and like shake hands and smile and be glad for each other's, let's say failures. What's the opposite of failures? Wins. We'll go with wins. I can't think of the word, but yes. Successes. Wouldn't it be great if they could say, hey, you guys did really, really good with that game. That's great. Hey, you almost got Game of the Year last year. I really, some of your games are really awesome. That's great. That inspires us to be better at what we do. So thank you so much. Like, wouldn't that be the better way to do things? Wouldn't it be a better way to say, hey, we appreciate all our fans of our consoles who play our games. Please, though, we're asking you, be polite to people who don't play our console games or who play on another console. Be polite to them. Be nice. Those people may eventually come over. Who knows? We don't want to have people at each other's throats. Wouldn't that be nice if that was the way things worked? Isn't that the way things should work? Wouldn't that be a good idea as a company, as a way to do things? Don't you think? But we don't see that. We see the opposite of that. All we see is greed and control. Greed and control. Greed and control. That's all we see. It's sad.
Comes games for Game Pass. It's all about producing mediocrity in quick time to get it on some paid subscription service. Keep the content coming, but keep the quality to a minimum. I'm so glad that Baldur's Gate 3 declined Game Pass. Larian know what they're doing. They know that gamers will pay good money for good products, and hopefully we get many more of them going into 2024. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.
And again, not meaning to rag on Xbox in any way, but I do believe that, yes, he's probably right what Estelden says in that they're pushing out games and buying up companies to get their games just to get games onto Game Pass to fill up their quantity, basically, to say, hey, there's more games here. Come and pay your subscription to Game Pass. Look at all the games on here. There wasn't enough. They're trying to get more games. So they're just quick hitting all kinds of games all over the place. They don't care if the games are finished. They don't care if the games are good. They just want more games on there. And I'm not saying all the games on there are unfinished or bad. I'm just saying I think that it's quantity over quality right now. And that actually comes from bad business decisions further back, is what I would say. If you build yourself a Game Pass and you don't have enough games on it or games in the pipeline ready, then you probably rushed your Game Pass out before your system was ready. So that's bad management is what it is. And these people are probably getting multi-billion-dollar bonuses every year. Really, they should be getting fired for having bad management. Instead, they just pass all the non-success, all the failures, and all the crap down to the consumer and blame the consumer at the same time. It's stupid. It's not just the gaming industry. I realize that. If I'm sounding negative on the gaming industry, I know the whole world is kind of negative. You can find negativity everywhere, negative points everywhere. People don't treat each other like human beings anymore. There's mental illness all over the place. Society is breaking down. Like, I get it. At the same time, it's the holidays, people, and I hope you all had a great holiday season. I really, truly do. And I do appreciate all of you, even those who come in here and want to argue with me or say I'm wrong or point your finger or make fun of me. I still appreciate you taking the time to stop by to watch some of this video. Hopefully all of it, but some of it anyways. And you know what? Your time is precious to you, and so when you spend it with me, that's precious to me, and I do thank you. You're helping make this channel a success. Hope you stop in if you like what I do and check out my other channels to help make them a success as well. Not because I need to be successful, not because I need my channels to be successful to feel good about myself, but it does help. You know, like everyone else on YouTube and other platforms like this, I put in a lot of work, and I'm not complaining about it. It's work I love to do, but I do put in a lot of work. There are many weeks I spend, you know, more than 40 hours on my YouTube stuff. You know, at the top of having a 40-hour work week. So, you know, it's nice to get a little recognition for people, whether it be through comments, through likes, through subscriptions, all that good stuff. Check out my other channels, check out my Discord. Next year, I am going to have my own website as well for Mist Valley Arts and Entertainment, which will cover all my channels, all my Discord, all you know, my Twitch, everything else. You'll be able to stop one click into that website once I have it up and running, and find all about little bits about my channel, little videos telling you about my channels, and links to all of them in one spot. I think it'll be helpful. Obviously, I'm going to have to pay for that, and so hey, the more people, more of you people can help me out, make my channel, you know, even if I get to make it $5 or $10 a month, that'll help pay for you know, my website that's coming. So that's always helpful. And believe me, YouTubers, most of us do not make money at all. I have one site that is monetized, Mist Valley Gaming, and I literally make about $1.50 a month. I don't even bother to collect it. And that's life. But anyways, I'm not complaining. My life is decent, and I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm relatively healthy. I'm in my 50s, so I'm not completely healthy. But Trent and I wish you all happy holidays. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and you're having a Happy New Year, or whatever else you may celebrate this time of year. You are appreciated by us, by Trent and Dread, and we hope to see you back here, healthy, happy, and getting along with others, and getting the news here that you need to know, trying to make people aware, and trying to save you time, headaches, and money on some of these bad gaming companies, but also just trying to get the other news as well. Hopefully we eventually get to move away from the Starfield drama and move away from the Bethesda stuff. But honestly, as long as there's still stuff on it, I will still cover it somewhat. But I'd certainly like to get involved in other things. Hopefully we get some good games coming out soon that I can cover. And yeah, once again, from Mist Valley Entertainment News, my name is Dread. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.